Hi, I'm Darryn Farrugia and welcome. If there's one rudiment that students seem to struggle with the most, it's the double stroke roll. I've seen so many bad attempts at this rudiment, and it's largely because students have either tried to play it too fast or they haven't really paid enough attention to the way it's actually supposed to be played. Here's an example of the bad double stroke roll. What's happening there is the stick's being thrown down and there's this hope that it might actually bounce a second time. But what ends up happening with that is we get this really loud initial stroke followed by this kind of sad, pathetic second note. Remember that each note has to be the same volume. So how do we achieve this? I've seen many exercises online that encourage drummers to practice a double stroke roll whereby you're accenting the second note of each double. Something like this. As you can hear, I'm really bad at that. And that's because I've never actually practiced it that way. And the reason why I haven't practiced that way is I don't think I've needed to. Initially, I believe that I was actually taught to play a double stroke roll correctly. And so I want to pass this information on to you. One of the biggest problems when a student attempts to play a double stroke roll is, generally speaking, they try to play it way too fast. What we're trying to achieve here is an even sound from every note. Both right hands and both left hands have to be the same volume. And you can't achieve this by practicing it fast to begin with. You have to start at a very slow tempo and rely on a reflex by which you are allowing the sticks to rebound back to their point of origin for both strokes of the double. Here's the sort of thing I'm talking about. This is pretty slow. You can count this as eighth notes if you want to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to play a stroke starting at 90 degrees and each stroke is going to return to that point. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Here's the same exercise a fraction faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm doing here is developing a reflex by which I'm allowing the stick to rebound for both strokes. I'm learning to accept the rebound. That is critically important to making this stroke sound even. Here's the same exercise a little bit faster. Now remember, as you get faster, the height of the sticks will drop a little, but the most important thing being that the stick does return to its point of origin for every stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this stage, it's still the wrist that's doing the bulk of the work along with the rebound. So it's important that, apart from developing good wrist technique, that you are allowing the stick to rebound. So remember, the hand is throwing the stick down and the hand is also allowing the stick to rebound back to its point of origin. At this point, it's very much wrist and rebound. The fingers don't really have much say in the matter. Here's the same thing a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. As we transition to these faster tempos, the fingers will start to get more involved in the manipulation of the rebound and the stroke. This is where the problem lies. A lot of students start at the faster tempo without really learning to encourage the stick to rebound at those slower tempos. I would also encourage you to be really patient. You could start playing 16th notes at 60 beats per minute and over a period of a few weeks perhaps, work your way up to 100. What we're trying to do here is develop good habits at a slow tempo so that as we increase the tempo, those good habits will remain and become part of your playing technique. Now, if you want to hear some beautiful double stroke rolls, Steve Gadd. Listen to Steve Gadd. Listen to Crazy Army on his first DCI video called Up Close. For me, even before that video was released, I was listening to some albums where he played some of the most beautiful double stroke rolls I've ever heard. In fact, I'd go as far as saying that I modeled the sound of my double stroke rolls on his. In a future video, I'm going to be discussing some techniques using double stroke rolls on the snare drum. I hope this approach helps your double stroke roll, and have fun practicing. Be patient, take the time that you need, don't rush, go for sound, make sure you're relaxed, don't compromise the beauty of this rudiment. See you next time.